Why is it that the strongest people are often the quietest? It's not because they have nothing to say. It's because they've mastered the power of not reacting. When life pushes you, when someone says something cruel or events don't unfold as you hoped, your instinct is to react, to shout, retaliate, or at the very least, let your mind spiral with anger and frustration. But reacting without thought is like jumping into a raging river. You become a slave to the current, tossed and turned by forces beyond your control. I learned this truth not in books, but in life itself, through my own mistakes and through the wisdom passed down to me by those who walked before me. Let me tell you a story. Many years ago, there were two brothers traveling through a dense jungle. Along their journey, heavy rain began to fall. The younger brother cursed the skies and stomped through the mud. "This rain is ruining our journey," he shouted. Every step made him angrier, his mind a storm of frustration. The elder brother, however, stopped walking. He lifted his arms to the sky and let the rain fall on him. "Why fight what you cannot change?" he said softly. The younger brother scowled. "How can you be so calm in the face of this misery?" And the elder brother answered, "Because I control how I feel about the rain, but you have given your power away. Do you see? Life will throw storms at you, insults, betrayals, setbacks. But how you experience them depends not on the storm itself, but on whether you choose to resist or accept it." I remember when I was a young student, I was very hot-headed and quick to anger. One day, my teacher handed me a cup of water and said, "When anger rises in you, take a sip of this water. Hold it in your mouth and do not swallow until you have counted to 10. It sounded too simple. But the next time anger came knocking, I did exactly what he told me. And something remarkable happened. By the time I swallowed, the urge to lash out had passed. That moment of stillness saved me from saying something I would have regretted. You see, between every stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space lies your power, the power to choose peace over reaction. But make no mistake, not reacting doesn't mean being passive. It doesn't mean allowing people to trample over you. It means responding with clarity, intention, and control. Imagine fire. When you throw wood onto it, it grows. But if you stop feeding it, the flames die down. Anger, too, is a fire. Every time you replay an insult or dwell on injustice, you add fuel to it. But if you simply let it be, refusing to engage, the flames will extinguish themselves. There was a time when I carried resentment in my heart for years. I thought holding on to it made me strong, that it protected me from being hurt again. But all it did was poison me. My mind became restless, my heart heavy. Only when I chose to forgive, not for the other person's sake, but for my own, did I find peace. Forgiveness is not weakness. It is the ultimate act of strength, because it frees you from the chains of your past. One of the greatest lessons I ever learned is this: stillness is not inaction. It is deliberate, powerful choice. There's an old teaching I often reflect on. You cannot stop the waves of life, but you can learn to surf. When you master the art of not reacting, life no longer controls you. You become the master of your own mind. How will you know when you have achieved this mastery? It's simple. When life's storms rage around you but your heart remains unshaken, you will know. This is not an easy path. Mastery takes practice. You will stumble. You will fail. But every time you choose not to react, every small victory adds strength to your soul. So, what will you do the next time life pushes you? When someone criticizes you or life doesn't go your way, pause. Take a deep breath. Allow the storm to pass. Only then will you see clearly. Only then will you find peace. And in that stillness, you will discover your true power. The power to choose calm over chaos, peace over anger, clarity over confusion. Choose stillness. Choose peace. And in doing so, you will choose freedom. You are not a slave to your emotions. You are their master. Remember this truth, and you will walk through life with unshakable strength. Before you go, I have a few questions for you. What was the last situation that tested your patience? How did you respond? Did you react or did you choose stillness? Reflect on it, and more importantly, what will you do differently next time? Every moment is a lesson, and life is always teaching. Are you listening? If my words resonated with you, drop your name in the comments so I know who is listening to my stories. One lucky commenter will receive a personal shout-out in my next video. Stay mindful, stay strong, and remember, mastering your emotions is mastering your life. See you in the next story. Next, I will share the ancient story of the three laughing monks, a story that holds a life-changing lesson about the power of not reacting. And the twist? The answer isn't what you expect. Watch till the end to understand how mastering this can transform your relationships, decisions, and even your life's purpose. There was once a small village nestled deep in the mountains, a place of peace, until these three peculiar monks arrived. They had a simple but strange habit. They would walk into the village square, look around at the busy people running about, and burst into uncontrollable laughter. But it wasn't the light laughter of joy. No, it was loud, carefree, and persistent. The villagers at first ignored them, but soon curiosity and irritation took over. Why were these monks laughing at them? Was it mockery? Did they know something the villagers didn't? Every attempt to question the monks was met with more laughter. Days turned into weeks. The monks did the same thing every day, stand in the village square and laugh. Slowly, frustration gave way to confusion. And then, acceptance. Over time, the villagers began to laugh along with them. It was infectious, almost like a ripple that no one could stop. And then, one day, something unexpected happened. One of the monks passed away. The village gathered in shock. Surely the other two monks would mourn. They would break their laughter. They had to react, but what happened instead left the village stunned. The two remaining monks walked to the funeral pyre, lit the flames, and burst out laughing, louder than ever. The villagers, now furious, demanded an explanation. How could they laugh at their friend's death? It was disrespectful, cruel even. One of the monks finally spoke for the first time. He said, "We are not laughing at his death. We are laughing at life's greatest illusion, the illusion of control." He taught us that nothing, no insult, no loss, not even death, deserves a reaction. We are here to live and let life flow through us without resistance. That's why we laugh. It hit the villagers all at once. The realization that life, with all its ups and downs, can only truly harm you if you react to everything thrown your way. By not reacting, you take away the power that life's storms have over your peace. Life constantly tempts us to react, whether it's the rude driver on the road, a harsh word from a friend, or a failure at work. But remember this: your reaction is your choice. When you don't react, you create space for clarity, peace, and wisdom to enter. The monks laughed because they understood a universal truth. Life is unpredictable. Control is an illusion. And if we can't control life's events, why let them control us? You may be thinking, this sounds easier said than done, and you're right, it takes practice. But every time you choose not to react, you're strengthening your inner peace. You're choosing your higher self over your ego. It's not about ignoring your emotions, it's about observing them without letting them control your actions. Think about a recent moment when you reacted without thinking. What did it cost you? Peace of mind? Relationships? Imagine how different it could have been if you had chosen stillness instead. The power of not reacting is not a weakness. It is strength in its highest form. It is a sign that you are no longer a slave to life's chaos, but a master of your inner world. The sage smiled softly and, leaning forward, said, "Now, I have a question for you. What areas of your life are stealing your peace because you keep reacting to them?" Take a moment to reflect. And here's the challenge. Next time life throws something unexpected at you, choose not to react. See how powerful that decision can be. If this story spoke to you, comment your name down below. I'd love to know who's listening to my stories, and one lucky commenter will get a shout out in my next video. Until next time, stay mindful, stay curious, and remember, true strength lies not in what you do, but in what you choose not to do. Goodbye, and may peace be with you.